What's up, Reapers? Welcome back to the Crypt. I have a new album to review, and I think you should know this band. I said I wanted to do this. I don't even have it out of the plastic because I pretty much just got it in the mail. Job for Cowboy-Moon Healer. Job for Cowboy, for those who don't know or have been living under a fucking rock, um, they were a deathcore band when they started out with like bands like Suicide Silence, Whitechapel, Carnifex, Oceano. Um, I think I don't know if I said Whitechapel already, but bands along those areas, very MySpace era deathcore, and they went on to become more tech death throughout their career, and their last album was Sun Eater in 2014, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna unravel this real quick. And that was a concept-ish album. I can't remember exactly the concept, but according to the vocalist, this was a continuation of that story, going more in depth in the story. And let me tell you, when I say this album is worth your time, I have so many memories listening to Job for a Cowboy. I do own one other album, and only that one other album, that being Ruination, which is still a fantastic album. Very good tech death album, and this is every bit as technical as Sun Eater. You have the first song, Beyond the Chemical Doorway, and you kind of get a feel that you're listening to something that takes you on a journey. And what I kind of say is Sun Eater takes you to the sun. It gives you that heat that you get from going to the sun. Moon Eater, or Moon Healer, excuse me, kind of brings you to the moon, and it kind of paves the way to going lunar. You kind of just land on the moon, and you kind of feel like you're there and something else is with you, but you're not sure what, and this is that soundtrack. Beyond the Chemical Doorway kicks things off, and my god, you already know that it is Job for a Cowboy just from the fucking riffs, from the vocals, from the fucking drum work, the drum patterns, my god. All of those are catchy, the riffs are catchy, and there's also a bit of melody. There's melodic parts, thrown in for good measure. Please, for the love of God, what more could you ask for? Going out to, and then you have etched in oblivion and grinding wheels of Ophinum. I hope I'm saying that right. That kind of continue on, and then you get something, the the longest song title. The sun gave me ashes, so I sought out the moon. And I believe that's where you really know that this album is a continuation. As I can almost feel like that is what this is. You listen to Sun Eater and you feel like you just have ashes afterwards. You go to this album and you start to head to the moon and you're kind of seeking for it. Then you have Into the Crystalline Crypts and A Sorrow-Filled Moon, which are just amazingly technical and melodic. Then you have the singles The Agony Seeping Storm and The Forever Rot. And The Forever Rot, I think, is a perfect closer, and it was probably my favorite single. I don't know what my favorite song would be. It might be A Sorrow-Filled Moon, or it's between Beyond the Chemical Doorway, The Sun Gave Me Ashes, So I Sought Out the Moon, Into the Crystalline Crypts, Sorrowful Moon, or The Forever Rot. Those are all pretty fucking good, but overall, this is a album that I could see if you don't like doom, but you want something a bit more technical, but also a bit more melodic. Listen to this, but I will say that you kind of want to pay attention to every little bit of it. This is one of my favorite releases that I've heard so far this year. I do have one other album on the way that has not released yet. It was a pre-order and I'm super hyped. I'm hoping it comes before I go to Ireland or move out, or both. But that said, I give this album I said it in my Instagram review, it was like 8.5 out of 10 graves. I upped it to a 9 out of 10 graves. This is amazing. Please, this deserves every bit of hype. Obviously, you can always ask if I've decided on my favorite track from this, but for now, those are the songs. Track listing, and just because I know I did, but there you go. And before any of you ask, I did listen to Job for a Cowboy in high school quite a bit. I listened to Doom. I remember listening to like Knee Deep and Entombment of a Machine. Just that entire release was pretty much a favorite go-to. I did listen to a lot of deathcore and metalcore when I started getting into it in like 11th and 12th grade. So obviously I have history with Job for a Cowboy in my life, and that said, go support the artist. Go pick this up on CD, vinyl, whatever format you prefer. I do want to get a shirt, and I'm hoping to maybe later on this year pick up a vinyl. I don't usually do that with bands like Job for a Cowboy, especially the deathcore stuff, just because I think that it's good, but it's not something that I'm just gonna straight up spin all that much. I don't really spin vinyl that much, but when I do, it's usually because it's a favorite album of mine or it's a classic like Pink Floyd. But I digress. So that's my review of Job for a Cowboy. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and as always, keep it grim.